Hi guys, welcome back to What the Health. It has been a controversial old week in the health and fitness world. There has been a huge backlash against the clean eating movement. In a nutshell, there have been a lot of articles and actually some sort of media coverage, TV shows about sort of debunking the myths of clean eating and challenging some of the people who championed clean eating as a lifestyle to abide by. Now, I'm going to give my sort of response and reaction to everything that's been mentioned. Obviously, I've only sort of read and seen certain things to do with this sort of backlash and to do with this movement away from clean eating. So let's have a little chat about it. Now, clean eating itself, it means different things to different people. What I tend to understand clean eating as is a lifestyle whereby you incorporate a lot of natural foods, get rid of processed foods and eat healthfully. Now, there has been a really strong argument which is that by saying clean eating, you're highlighting certain foods to be clean and others to be dirty. Now, this is where it starts to get a little bit problematic because, as we know, life is about balance, health is about balance, and by sort of demonising certain food groups, it's being argued that it's causing disordered eating, things like orthorexia, which have been talked about a lot. And I get that approach and I get that thought about this, and we've seen a lot of big clean eating champions, people who've written books, people who've built their careers on this notion of clean eating, distancing themselves from it and saying, you know, maybe it's not quite so sustainable as we thought. Now, here's my take on the whole thing. I feel like we love to label diets and lifestyles. We love it. It gives us a feeling that we're going down a particular path that's followable and that we can see a result from, whether that's sort of optimum health, happiness, glowing skin, awesome hair, slim, lean bodies. Like, these are a lot of the objectives of diets and lifestyles. I feel like even with something like clean eating, it's still this objective, it's still this goal of something akin to perfection. And by seeing the sort of the clean eating movement, especially on social media, things like Instagram, for example, it's building up that idea of this perfect, healthy life. And it's why the whole clean eating thing is never something I've particularly subscribed to. And my take on this is that we just need to get back to basics. Now, this is a reason that I love people like Kelly and Daniel from Fitness Blender, because they never really label their diet and approach to food as anything other than balanced, good nutrition. And I like that. I think it's logical, I think it's healthy, in not only physically but mentally, and I think it's a pretty smart way to do things. So can I see why there's been this backlash against clean eating? I can. I think there are a lot of elements of clean eating, i.e. eating whole foods, minimising processed foods, which are great bits of advice. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. I honestly think the missing ingredient to the general health of people who are thinking consciously about food is pure common sense and balance. We all know that eating your greens is better for you than eating a bag of sweets. Like, we know this. We know that it's really important to get your fruits, your veggies, your nuts, your seeds, your lean proteins. It's really quite straightforward, and I think the problem with everything that's labelled as a particular diet or lifestyle is you're always going to feel restricted. Always, always, always. That goes for clean eating as well, because you're getting it into your mind that certain foods are dirty and if you eat them you'll feel dirty. Whereas I honestly believe, like, similar to what Kelly and Daniel say, sometimes you'll be doing a Fitness Blender workout and they'll be like, whoa, we had some burgers and champagne last night. And I'll be like, do you know what? Sometimes we just do that, don't we? Like, sometimes we just go out. Obviously, for me, in my case, it'd be a veggie burger. But, I mean, we sometimes do these things. Now, side note, the vegetarian and vegan side of things, I class this as a separate issue because it's like vegetarian and veganism. While some people do it from a health point of view, which is a different thing, a lot of people do it from an ethical point of view and a welfare point of view for animals, so I'm going to keep that separate. I'm really just talking about when people give advice purely on the food side of things. What I've come to believe with my whole heart after trying every approach to healthiness under the sun is that balance is the only sustainable thing that I can think of. And by that I mean whether you're a meat eater, whether you're a vegetarian, whether you're a vegan, you can still have balance within all of those things. I think any lifestyle or diet with a total restriction is only going to make your brain want what you're saying you can't have. And I honestly believe that that's why every diet title and lifestyle and everything, it will be huge one year and the next year no one will touch it, no one will talk about it. It's like blacklisted, no one wants that thing. Why is that? Do you know what's never gone out of fashion? And that is just a good old balanced diet. Never gone out of fashion. We need to stop putting so much pressure on ourselves, and I feel like labelled diets and lifestyles do that inherently because they're already putting that expectation on you that you're going to avoid certain things for whatever reason. And it's not like, and like I said, it's not just from your physical health point of view, it's your mental health point of view and your attitude and your perception of food and the way that you view being healthy through food. It's not about depriving yourself, it's about balancing things and knowing what you need to fuel your body. So that's my take. I'm sure people will disagree, so please leave me a comment, let me know whether you agree or disagree. Let me know your general thoughts on the sort of backlash against clean eating and how you like to follow a healthy lifestyle yourself. So, thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you next week. Bye!